As we dive deeper into the DVDs that I've pointed out this Vlogs month, I thought of covering the behind the scenes segments of all 3 DVDs. So for this video, I'm going to share my top 5 facts that I found interesting in the behind the scenes featurette for Larry Boy and the Fit from Outer Space. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Now up at number 5 is Phil Vischer on Larry Boy's character design. Now, if you're one of the people that ever questioned why Larry Boy has toilet plungers for ears, or more specifically, had made fun of me in the past for liking a superhero with plunger ears, yeah, that's right, I'm looking at you idiots who went to my high school way back when. Here, Phil Vischer explains his thought process on the Larry Boy concept, while showing concept sketches from Tim Hodge, which is nice. So if there's any way to get autographed sketches of Larry Boy, I need one. Get it signed, framing it, we're good. Now the funny part about this is that, oh my gosh, and you won't believe this. I mean, listen to this. Phil Vischer said that he had no idea where the idea for plungers came from.
And so he puts on, a spandex costume with toilet plungers on the side, and I have no idea. I mean, I remember sketching out the costume, but I did this little sketch and just thought he needs to have something that makes it look like it's homemade, and he's put it together himself, and it's kind of ludicrous.
So basically the whole plunger ears thing and how it came about, well, your guess is as good as mine, and Phil's. So, does that answer your question? High school bullies who thought I was weird for having Larry Boy as a favorite superhero because of the plungers? I mean, come on. I'm waiting for your rebuttal. Come on, I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, no. Nonetheless, you can't blame somebody like Phil for their creativities. So, kudos to him. Number 4 is the bombshell that Bat Bob was the original consideration for VeggieTales' superhero mascot. Now, Bob the Tomato might be a superhero now, thanks to the Netflix shows and... I promised myself that I wouldn't mention that movie in Vlogs month. But back then, even before this VeggieTales video was in development, they had a bit of a good idea of Bob being a superhero called Bat Bob, which is supposed to be a parody of Batman, while Larry the Cucumber was essentially going to be Larry Boy, which is a parody of Robin, aka the Boy Wonder, but eventually the Larry Boy concept had caught on more than Bat Bob. However, they left in some of Phil's ideas and decided to do a Batman superhero parody. Number 3, creating a great score with no budget. Let me say that again, no budget. Kirk Heineke is by far one of my favorite musical composers to date, and to hear him talk about creating the instrumental score for the video with Phil is just phenomenal, especially since the score pays homage to Tim Burton and his Batman movie with Michael Keaton. But the most astounding thing about the score is how the score was made. It was reported that it didn't cost the studio anything to make it happen. They essentially got together and assembled a men's choir to do the vocal parts of the music.
Larry Boy was the first real step into big score. Let's get it as big as we can make it, even though we don't really have a budget to do that. So we got 12 guys, a dozen of them got together. We met one night at the Moody Bible Institute in one of their classrooms and recorded.
Despite not having a budget for music and accompaniment, what they gave us was amazing. In fact, this bit shocked me because all this time I was thinking that they had some kind of budget for the music, but I guess I was wrong. It just goes to show that you can make something great without having to spend a dime. Just like when making a YouTube video, which is almost $0 spent on production, unless you spend money on equipment or travel or whatever. For me, the average cost of making a YouTube video is $0 because I already have equipment handy, like my microphone and filter and also my tablet. They're just one-time payments. Not renting any of these, we're good. But I just found it amazing how making music on a $0 budget is possible, especially in the filmmaking industry. Number 2 is this really great story from Joe Sepelich. I hope I said your name right. And how he got a job at Big Idea. Now, ever wanted to go to a job interview that was fun? Well, Joe Sepelich co-art director at the time that this Larry Boy video was made, talks about how he landed a job with Big Idea because he was coming in looking to be a designer. Basically, you can thank this guy for creating the Larrymobile because that was the task that Phil gave him to do as part of the interview process. You know what? That sounds like fun. I haven't come across a job interview that was that fun.
And he needs a car, like the Batmobile. You go home and design a car for this superhero, and if I like it, you're hired.
So I was just trying to figure out what could be funny, and then I just figured, well, wouldn't it be funny if Larry, who designed the car, designed it to look just like himself?
But anyway, Joe was quick to please Phil and company with his designs for the Larrymobile, and quick to please Larry Boy fans as well. So yeah, this is the man to thank for giving us something awesome to go along with an awesome hero. Now finally, the number one fact is that this was the first VeggieTales video to push animation and music to a new level. Now this one's pretty self-explanatory. When you compare this VeggieTales video to the previous VeggieTales videos, which they showcase momentarily at the beginning of the featurette, you can tell that a lot more effort was put into the music and the animation in this video than the other episodes. They even talk about how they were able to make even the sky look more visually fantastic. Even referencing Larry Boy and the Rumor Weed, which we'll get to in the next video, because that one also has a featurette that I can make a top 5 list on. So at the end of the day, this featurette confirms that Larry Boy and the Fit from Outer Space was what gave Larry Boy's big break after his debut in Dave and the Giant Pickle, which they also reference in this featurette. Oh my gosh, a lot of references. And you know, it's really exciting to see and hear Big Idea acknowledging that this was a start to something good. And you know what? I really appreciate that.
Waka, waka, waka.